Hi guys, thanks for clicking play. Welcome to episode 37 of Bringing Back Brum. Now, at the end of the last episode, I said that we would probably do new signings and a match, and I've decided to break it up. So the match will follow in the next episode. It's at home to Watford first up, but we're going to take a look today at the outs and the ins. Run the intro. So, first man out the door is Michael Morrison to Hull City for £275,000. Didn't want to sign a new contract, so decided that we would do away with Morrison. Valiant servant, scored some great goals last season, some key goals at key times for us. But he didn't want to sign a new contract, so I sold him for money rather than let him go for nothing. And speaking of players who've gone for nothing, Lasse Weber has joined Aalborg on a free transfer. So we've gained nothing and we've lost nothing from Lasse Weber. He did alright, 3 goals in 17 appearances, but we did need a far more of an upgrade for the Premier League. So yeah, Lasse Weber has gone. As has David Cottrell. He's gone on loan to Scunthorpe for the season. Again, another player who we could have done without. We've upgraded him in terms of the player that we've bought in to replace him. So yeah, David Cottrell on loan. He will be back, but I should imagine he'll move on in the summer. Now for the ins. Starting with a biggie. James Maddison has joined us from Norwich City for £11 million, rising to 11.5. Will play behind the striker. That's all he really can play. But he is a talent, this kid. Been watching him closely in real life in the Championship with Norwich City. Spurs are interested apparently in real life. It is a gamble at £11 million, I'm not going to lie. But you look at that, finishing of 15, passing of 15, technique of 14, vision 15. He is going to be some player. He's only 22 years of age at the moment, so he's got plenty of potential to grow. He has the potential to be a 4.5-star player. If we can get the best out of him this season in the Premier League, I think we're going to surprise a few people. One player you will not be shocked to see is James Wilson is back in the fold. £1.8 million. We stole him from Manchester United. Pretty much stole him. I'm not sure why he was only worth that. You know all about James Wilson. Potential to be a 4-star player. He's going to be the head of the queue. 47 goals in 67 appearances. A phenomenal strike rate. Can he do it at the Premier League level? We'll soon find out. Did someone say Premier League experience? Look no further than Mr. Mark Noble. Bought him from West Ham for £3.3 million. I looked at it very much as a player who could A, lead the team, and B, had Premier League experience. If you look at our squad, Thomas Kuszczak, Alan Hutton and Phil Jagielka are the only 3 players who have played in the Premier League for any short amount of time. I mean, between them, I think they've got about 550 maybe league appearances, and that's probably Jagielka with most of those. So Mark Noble will add to that experience. He's a good player as well, can do the grafts, obviously teamwork of 20, work rate of 16, leadership of 18, which is a key thing for me to lead this youngish side in their Premier League excursion. Another player with kind of Premier League experience with Southampton is Paulo Gazzaniga. Bought him from Tottenham Hotspur for £1.3 million. And I like him. I think he's a really good goalkeeper. He'll be the backup to Sam Johnson. We're going to chuck in the cup competitions, I think, this season. So he and the other goalkeeper, who you'll see in a second, will be fighting it out to see who becomes the cup goalkeeper, because we are going to very much focus on the Premier League. But I'm interested to see how Paulo gets on. Speaking of the other goalkeeper, Angus Gunn is back, this time permanently, on a free transfer from Manchester City. We know all about him, 23 years of age, young up-and-coming goalkeeper. So what will happen is Thomas Kuszczak will go into a more of an advisory role. He's going to retire at the end of next season anyway. So the three goalkeepers are Johnson, Angus and Paolo Gazzaniga. As I say, Johnson is number 1 and the other two will fight it out to see who's number 2. Another man back for another season is Joe Bryant. We had a clause in the loan deal that we had from him from last season to bring him in for £500,000. It was too good to turn down, to be truthful. I looked around for another left back. I couldn't find anybody of the same sort of attributes without spending shitloads. So we thought, why not? Let's do it. 500 grand. Know all about him again, so he will fit nicely into the squad already. There's no real introduction needed. And Joe Bryant is back for a second season permanently this time round. And this is another big one. Harry Maguire has been brought in from Leicester City for £7 million initially, rising to about 15 3/4 by the time we've paid it all off. Direct replacement for Michael Morrison. If anything else, it's an upgrade. It's a massive upgrade. I was delighted to get this one over the line because he embodies what we need from a Premier League defender. He's going to put himself on the line for us. He's a good player. He can bring the ball out from the back. Heading ability is good at corners. That will be excellent. Tackling, bravery, obviously, as I mentioned, at 16. And at the price we paid, it isn't a gamble because I think he could be the key to us staying up or going back to the Championship. Someone else who could be key to that is Ashley Barnes. Now, he's come in from Burnley, who have joined us in the Premier League, as mentioned in the last video, and they thought he was surplus to requirements. And I thought, do you know what? We need a striker with Premier League experience. Ashley Barnes is our man. So we've got a bit of everything in terms of the striking department. If we want to go long, then Ashley Barnes will be that player to knock the ball down for the likes of Maddison, Jota, Che Adams and the like. And perhaps with looking ahead to maybe 1 or 2 more departures in the defensive department. There is a couple of unhappy defenders at our summer business, but you know, we are improving the squad and trying to make it better to give us the best chance of staying up. So Juan Foyth is in on loan from Tottenham. Again, someone that I know, someone that I think we can rely on from what I've seen of him in real life, and I know it doesn't translate into game. He's a tidy little defender. And when you think we've got Maguire, obviously Jagielka, Aidan Flint, Harley Dean is the one that's probably going to be the most vulnerable, but I think we're probably going to stick with him and keep hold of him. Juan Foyth, I don't think at 21 will have to be registered in the 25-man squad. That was kind of another thing that swayed me towards getting a younger defender in, so we didn't have to use a space in the 25-man squad. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will work out. Another man in the door is Kevin Morales on a free transfer from Everton. Again, a player that has got Premier League experience, has got the X factor about him, can make something out of nothing, which we're going to need at times. Can be a bit of a wayward player, shall we say, in terms of, you know, his head's not always on the game, but I think he'll be a good addition to the squad, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do for us. And lastly, for now, we are looking at one more, which will probably be in the next video. We've brought in Marko Petkovic from Spartak Moscow as cover for right back. So, as you're all aware, Alan Hutton is like 35 years old. He's only a 2-star player. He will compete with Maxine Collin for the right back berth. He does like to go on the attack. He's a good player. £1.6 million. It was a bargain. It was a bargain I couldn't turn down. Mental stats, physical stats, even the technical stats are actually okay. 26-year-old Serbian international. So yeah, we are now sorted in terms of the players we're bringing in. For now, we are looking at one more player, a striker. A striker is what we need. We only have the 3 to go into the new season. I want at least one more, and probably only one more. 4 will be enough, given that we're going to probably play the most of the season with one up front. So I hope you're happy with the new additions to the squad. Lots of players there, but all of them have their merits, all of them have their good points, all of them had their bad points. There are a couple of players who can make things happen, and there are a couple of players there who are ones for the future, James Maddison especially. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to do so, please click the subscribe button down in the corner. That was episode 37 of Bringing Back Brum. Transfers done. We are on to the new season. Watford await. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.